Everyone, welcome back to my channel Options Trader Today. We are doing a fresh live price update on gold. XAU USD is trading around 4201.515 as you can see right now. I'll walk through what that means across 15 minutes, 2 hours, daily and weekly chart, where the support and resistance lies, what to watch and possible price path for next week. Let's get started. As you can see, this is a 15 minutes chart. On the price of 15 minutes chart, the price is now currently at 4201.65 dollars. Okay, a nice intraday reference close to the recent range. Watch for support zone around. As you can see that the price is trading at this level, and if the price started going below a level of 4192, we can see that the price can fall below this level. But if it stays above a level of 4200, there is a probability that we can see it can bounce back. But if that didn't bounce back, there is a higher chances that it can touch a level of 4194 and then a further fall can be seen towards 4183. Okay, a dip into this zone, we can see there could be a good intraday buy if we see bullish rejection. Okay, on the bullish rejection, what we can see, a wick we can see, a bounce can be seen, or a reversal candle. Okay, so that you have to understand. If the price bounce back, we can see there can be a buying opportunity at this level. Okay, but below, if there is a lesser support, that if the price started moving below a level of 4190 dollars, chances of going towards 4182 will be there, and then once started falling below a level of 4172, we can see there will be a chances it can move further down and a further low can be seen. But if you look at the upside movement, what do you have to see, that if the price rising above a level of 42 $14, then there is a probability of upside and chances are very high that we can see if it support this level, chance of going towards 42.19 and then a further high can be seen towards 42.29. So if the price sustain this level for after 42.19, then to a level 42.29, if it sustain this level, a further bullish side can be seen depending on the momentum. So you have to understand, if it is sustained 42.19, there is a probability of touching 42.29, which is on a higher chances. Depending on the momentum, the price goes up that level. Okay, so as long as gold hold above 41.92, there is a probability, or 4200, this is the main thing. If it's hold above 4200, chances of going bullish will be there. But if it started falling below a level of 41 uh, 4182, you can say, then there is a chances that it can move towards 4170, then a further fall can be seen because there will be a zone breakout, so further downfall can be there. Okay, coming back on the 2 hours chart, you will see how the price has moved on the basis of 2 hours chart. See, if you look at the 2 hours chart, there is a continuous upside we have seen. A smaller pattern is showing an upside with a strong resistance at 42 $17. Okay, but a strong support is at a level of 4192 and then at a level of 4172. These are the two strong supports. Okay, so gold has clear immediate resistance, which we can see coming at a level of 42 $44 if it sustain this level. But before that, we can see a resistance coming at a level of 42.17 and to a level of $42.39. Okay, because this pattern is showing an upside, but if you look at a bigger pattern, this is the pattern is showing. So chances are very high, if price sustain above 42.45, we can see there can be a rise. But if the price started falling below this level, a further fall can be seen, but a level of 4191, if it keep moving below this level, a further downfall can be seen. On a 2 hours chart basis, gold has clear immediate resistance and is attempting to build a new support near 4170, but after 4182 we can see a level of $4172. If it falls below 4182, chance of going towards 4172 can be seen and then a further fall. But what you have to understand on 2 hours chart, that if the price keep holding above a level of 4200, then there is a chances of going towards 4210, and if that sustain, a further upside can be seen after 4210, 4219. As I've already mentioned you, 4219 is a strong level. So if it sustain above this level, probability of crossing 4230 can be seen, and this level is already weak, so we can see the price can rise above that level. Okay, and once started going above 4240 after this level, then we can see this pattern will support this particular trend. Okay, so chances will be high, we can see it can move towards 4251, and then there is a probability of crossing 4261 can be seen. Okay, so probability of further upside can be seen. because this pattern will support this trend and then bigger pattern will support an upside. So probability of going towards a level of 42.78 can be there and then a further upside. Okay, on the 2 hours chart, best you can trail your SL after $42.19 by $10 to $15. So you capture a higher movement towards an upside. But if you started falling below 41.92, you can again trail your SL by $10 to $15. So you capture a big movement towards 4162 if the price started falling below $4192. Okay, so this is what we can see. Now coming back on a daily base chart. Okay, because see, you have to understand the price is volatile. Okay, and overall trend is upside. As you can see, the chart is continuously trying to move upside, but it is trying to go narrow. Again, what we have seen in the recent 1 or 2 years, if you look at this chart. Okay, a continuous upside, but it is trying to go narrow, as you can see this level. Okay, so daily chart shows a gold well with broader bullish. As you can see, current support cluster, you have to understand that if the price started going below 41.62, then this pattern will break towards downside and chances of falling can be there. So you have to understand, as soon as the price started going below a level of 41, first 4172, then there is a chance of touching 4162 and this pattern can break towards downside. So chances of going towards, we can see it can move towards 4151 dollars, and if the price falling below a level, this particular level, chance of going towards a level of 4144 will be there, and if that didn't sustain, a further downfall can be seen towards a level of around 4143 dollars, and if the price falling below this level, a further downfall can be seen towards 4128. Okay, so you have to understand this particular pattern. Okay, but if it started sustaining above this level, probability of going towards a level of 42.37 can be seen, and then to a level of around 42.46. If the price sustaining above this level, this pattern will be supporting an upside and chances of going towards a level of 42.68 will be there, and this pattern will move upside. So chances are very high it will move towards a level of 43.15, and then a further high can be seen towards next level of around $43.68, and then a further high. Okay, so again, what my advice will be, again trail your SL as soon as the, if by $15 to $20 on a device chart, if the price started rising above a level of 42.19 or 42.44, these are the two levels where you have to be very conscious. But if the price started falling below a level of 41 44 dollars, then there is a probability of further downfall, so you can trail your SL again by $15 to $20. Okay, so these are the levels that you have to understand. On an upside, key resistance which I have already showed you. Okay, and a level of around $42 44 and a level of $42.65. If that sustain, a probability of making a new high also can be seen. But if it started falling below a level of 41.68, $62, a further downfall can be seen towards 41.44, and then a further downfall can be seen. But overall trend, we can see there is an upside movement. Now coming back on the main part, then a weekly chart. Okay, as I have already have to mention you that the price, but before I move ahead and explain you, if you have any doubts, you can mail me at stockmarkettradinglab@gmail.com, and one more mail ID in the description. And please watch the full video so you understand how this technical work, and a telegram link also given in the description. You can join that too. See, if you look at the dollar index, see, dollar index is inversely related to gold. So when dollar index moves down, we see the gold price comes up and vice versa. But what you have to see, dollar index is already below $100 and trading around 99. Okay, so what we have seen, there is a probability of further upside move if the price of dollar index keep moving down. So looking at the weekly chart, what we can see, weekly chart continue to favor bulls. Okay, major long-term support sits around 4080 and 4140. This is what you have to look, that if the price started falling below 4142, we can see there can be a further downfall, and then we can see the next support coming at a level of around 42 40 $82. Okay, this is the strong support, this is support too. Okay, and institutional buying is happening at these levels. Okay, so what we have to understand, that if these supports didn't sustain, we can see it can move further down. But if gold breaks above this level, what we can see, if the gold breaks above a level of around $42, there is a probability of touching 42.82 can be there. Okay, and there is a probability of touching 4300, because see, if you look at this trend, Suppose if the price sustain above this level, then the next resistance coming at a level of 42.30, which is will be a support one. And if the price moving up this level, then the next support coming at a level of $44, which is around this level. Okay, so this will be a resistance 2. This is resistance 1, this is the resistance 2. And once started going above this level, probably of going towards 42.71 will be there, which is a resistance 3. Okay, so you have to understand, and once started price going above 42.71, trail your SL by $15 to $20, because this is a weekly chart. Okay, trail your SL by as soon as the price started going above 42.71, because chances will be very high it will cross above a level of $43.78, because this level is already tested, so the price can move upside and can make a new high. Okay, trailing your SL above a level of 42.71 is very important. So it can touch a level of 4400 or it can touch a level of 4500. If you are trailing your SL by $15 to $20, at least you capture a higher movement towards an upside. I have already explained you these are the resistance, two resistance, and once started sustaining above a level of $40 to $71, there is a probability it can make a new high also. But suppose if the price started coming down, see, overall trend is upside. If the price breaks or hold above 4300 or 4320 on weekly time frame, that you have to understand, next significant upside could reach towards 4420 to a level of 4500, depending on macro backdrop. Overall, long-term bias remain bullish unless price falls sharply below weekly band support, that is around coming directly at $40-80. Okay, so you have to understand, as soon as the price started going below 4200, there can be a probability of going towards $41-81, then to a level of $40-80. And if the price fall below this level, a further downfall can be seen. Okay, fundamental and what's driving gold now. The bullish sentiment is supported by growing expectation that Federal Reserve will cut interest rate, which reduces opportunity cost for non-yielding assets like gold. Okay, US data is coming. Inflation and weaker US dollar have pushed more investor towards gold as a safe haven. Ongoing macro and geopolitical uncertainty, central bank institutional demand for gold continues to provide structural support. But near-term profit taking and cautious buying positioning before key US data and Fed decision could bring volatility. So you have to understand, when there is a volatility, try to reduce your quantity. Okay, increase your SL and trailing SL. Okay, and your quantity SL, and these are the very important thing that you have to understand. If you want me to provide one-on-one workshop, you can mail me. I've given the mail IDs also. You can mail me at stockmarkettradinglab@gmail.com, and a mail ID also there, so then we can work on it. Okay, so now what you have to understand here is that the be cautious before the data and the Fed decision could bring volatility. Now, bullish scenario that I have already mentioned you, that if the price stays above a level of 4200, chances of going towards 42 will be there. If the price sustain of 42 a further upside can be seen towards $42-80, and then to a level of 4300, then a new high can be made. But if the breakout happens below a level of 42, if the price fall below this level, we can see it can move towards a level of 41.81 to a level of 41.72, and then it can move below a level of 41.62. And once the price fall below 41.62, a further downfall can be seen. So you have to remember these ranges. Okay, now if you like the video, please give a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe it.